Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I hope you can see me because this is the first time I've actually streamed here from this workshop. This is the Prototypist Warehouse, the workshop, the unit, the lockup, whatever you want to call it, this is it. And this is where I'm streaming from today. So please do let me know how the sound quality is, how the video quality is, all of that kind of stuff, because this is a new PC, never streamed from this PC before. I've only done the Discord call with Brian from here on Thursday this week, so this is the first time I've been streaming from here. That desk pattern, thank you man, thank you. I can bring the mic a little bit closer, see if that helps. I might be a little bit quiet. The reason for that is I've had to turn the gain up significantly because my PC is droning like I don't know what. It's really droning, so let me know how it is. The bitrate seems really low, and when I've looked for the quality of the stream, the bitrate, it's actually a configurable setting, and I forgot to configure it. Now, I should have significantly increased it to whatever my network can handle, which is quite a lot, and I forgot to do it. So if there's bitrate issues, we'll stop the stream, I'll change it, and we'll restart it. But please let me know. Video and sound quality seem a little worse than at home. It is a brand new setup, Zapri. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to get everything sorted. The wall that's behind me, well, in front of me, but behind where you're seeing, that needs all kind of covering with kind of like soundproofing stuff, you know, all of the square tiles and everything. I haven't got that up yet, so that will improve the sound. This room is a little bit bigger than my last one as well, so I can kind of show you guys around. So this is the kind of office for Prototypist. There's kind of like a TV couch area just over there. There's a bit of a mess, and then there's all of the stuff behind me. So this room is a little bit bigger. This is about 500 square feet is this particular room. Get the camera back now. There we go. So yeah, it's in the new space. It's the first workshop stream. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. But music is a bit too loud. Okay, let's drop the music volume just a touch. Okay, how's that? Is that better? Is that better? Right, let's see who we've got here anyway, because I'm conscious that I haven't caught up with you. So James got first, AKB James. He was here first because I didn't get to the unit until like 7:15. And if you guys are watching my Insta story, I had like a mad panic because the shelf that I used to mount everything had collapsed overnight. So I had to quickly bodge that up, which is kind of holding, and we'll see how that goes. I did need to replace it. It was all temporary anyway, but go check out my Insta story if you want to see a little bit more about it. So James got first. Trolling Coodie's here as well. He said I wanted that first. Sorry man, you got second. Zapri's here as well. Huey as well says hello, yes, keyboard please. Maybe we'll have keyboards. Gio's here as well, he says hype. Niv 180s as well. Zapre 2, Unicorn 855. Gab is here as well. Gab, hey man, Gab from Gab Caps. Bledin's here as well, saying workshop stream. Yes, this is workshop stream. This is the Prototypist office we're streaming from right now. Vogon's here as well. MJul 2, Treeleaf 64, Liam Poyle 1, nice. Wedio's here as well. Says where is Jay? I'm right here, man. I'm right here. I hope you can see me. Ooh, very nice. Dave Lavelle 94 has just subscribed. Thank you very much for that, man. I do appreciate that. You sound a bit quieter, I think. Yeah, if anything is off, do let me know, guys. I've kind of had to set this stream up from kind of scratch pretty much over the past couple of days. Hopefully that wasn't too loud opening my can. Sound is great. Good. You missed the hat. Maybe the hat will make a return. It's not actually here with me today. But maybe the hat will make a return at some point soon. Cool office. Yeah, it'll be cool once it's done. The stuff behind here is going to change slightly, so the printers are actually going to go over there. There's like a huge windowsill, and the printers are going to go over there, and then this wall's going to have another couple of shelves underneath where it is. We also have like a little mini unit just at the side there, so that's going to stay. There's going to be another shelf or two just in between, and another one of these at the side where the drawers are. It's just going to take a little bit of time for me to get it sorted in here. I like the IKEA drawers, they're perfect size for GMK sets. Yes, so those drawers are all full actually of random stuff, mostly business stuff. The one on this side is full of all business stuff, business paperwork. The one on this side is actually full of all of my personal collection of keycaps and stuff like that. They're in bags and everything else, and switches and all sorts of things as well. Noxygen, thank you very much for that 12 months of resubs, dude. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. Thank you, dude. Top-down camera is slightly behind the face cam. Oh no, that looks pretty close to me. That looks pretty close. that looks pretty close. I don't know. Let me know. Nice shelf display in the background. Yeah, as I said, there's going to be more. There's a few boards up there. I'm excited you're in your new space. Yeah, me too. I've actually had this unit. I got rid of my old unit a while back and got this unit. I had them both for a little period of time, but most of us moved over. And this one has an office, which the old one didn't. The old one was just pretty much warehouse space. So it's really nice to have this one that has the office as well. And it means I can stream from here. It means when I'm at home, I'm not doing keyboard work or day job work. So I actually come here to do my day job as well. So there we go. Music's a little too loud. We turn that down a little bit. We'll add that is an empty room. Gonna need a lot of sound, more stuff dampening material. Yeah, as I say, I've got loads of it. I just need to put it up. So it's going all on this wall here. It's in front, and the ceiling as well. So the ceiling is one of these office type ceilings. So it's nice and easy to stick those kind of tiles onto. So I'll be doing that over the next couple of weeks and getting it all ready. The other thing I don't have here yet is any stream lights. When I showed you around with the camera, you'll have seen there's no stream lights. This is literally just the office lighting. So Rabbit Sensei, thank you very much for the subscription. Thank you. So there's no stream lights here. This is just the office lighting, which is terrible. It's not great. I will fix that as well. But it's just going to take me a little bit of time to get into the swing of things. I once I'd moved all the cameras over, I had to stream from here or not stream. There was no other choice because everything had moved across. So yeah. Penguin Dropping says you can see better behind the scenes of Jay set up on Instagram. Yeah, there's some posts on there and some stories. Go check it out if you're interested in that. If you're not, hey, it doesn't matter. Even Brian's here. He says, screw that, I'm first. Well, technically that was me. Brian, good evening, good sir. I hope you're doing well. Voxmold says, how are you doing? I think this is my second time watching the stream. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here in the new space, sharing it with you guys. Glass is here as well. He says, sugar, honey, iced tea. Thanks, man. Hype Train's incoming as well because a brother undercover just subscribed as well. Thank you very much for that. That's really, really kind of you. It hasn't actually shown up in my stream yet. It's shown up on here, but it hasn't shown up in my little update box. The color is off, but it's fine. Yeah, the color's off because the two cameras react differently. So this camera, the face camera, is actually off. The color that you see down here is probably closer to real life on the little screen. This camera here is really pale. In fact, let me see if I can fix that right now. Actually, let me see if I can fix that because it is quite a bit off. This is going to look weird. Let me see. How does that look? Is that a little bit closer? It's probably a little bit too saturated. Let's just drop that down. Why does it put it up there? It puts the configuration box on my other screen all the time. Let's just turn the saturation down just a touch. There we go. That's a little bit better. As I say, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get all this kind of stuff sorted, but we'll get there. Excited to see the new J-01. Thanks, man. Excited to see you here too. Flexman, thank you very much, dude, for the 5 tier 1 gift subs, taking us straight into level 2, I think, as well on the hype train. So thank you very much for that, man. Noxygen asking the real questions. What was Noxygen's question? Happy birthday, J-Pug. Oh, right, okay, I missed that. Yeah, happy birthday. Thanks, Noxygen. It's not my birthday, but thank you. I'll take it. Nice Calac action as well. I don't know what Calac is, but if you mean the... I think those are Alex drawers, and this is Barbosa worktop, or something like that. And then underneath here, there's some more Alex drawers as well, just propping it up. I don't think I know what Calax is, but if you let me know, I can check it out. Stream quality is quite lovely. It should get better. This is just the start. But thank you again, Fleximan, for all of those. Even Zekin got a sub. There we go. That's cool. Any bounty avail? They're in the fridge actually. So the workshop, the warehouse space actually has, which I might try and do actually next week when we do a build stream. What I'll see if I can do is I'll see if I can link my phone up so that I can actually walk around the office, use the Bluetooth headphones and microphone to chat to you and actually show you around the warehouse during the stream. Could we try and do that? Would you guys like that? Would you like a whole workshop tour? Would that be good? I can even show you what's in the fridge and what's cooking. Okay, let me arrange that for next week. Let me look into that and see if I can sort it for next week. And I'll show you guys around everything that's here. Instead of doing a build, maybe we'll just spend an hour streaming and showing you guys around. And I'll show you the fridge, I'll show you the kettle, I'll show you the prototypist mugs that we've got in. And we'll just do it, just take it nice and steady. Sir Fortuna, thank you very, very much for the sub as well. 13 months now. That's crazy. That's awesome. Thank you. What's my favourite spacebar length? 10.5U. What's good? Pumped for the J-01 R1. Yeah, thank you, man. He asked about the snack bar. Oh, okay, Brian. Yeah. We've so out at the front, I do have like in the actual warehouse space, I've got like a little kitchenette. It's got a kettle, it's got a sink, it's got a cupboard underneath, it's got a fridge, and in the fridge I do keep a lot of snacks. There's biscuits in there, which you guys call cookies in the States. There's chocolate bars, there's water, there's cans of pop, everything a guy needs to, you know, kind of pot noodles, even crisps. Or potato chips, as you guys have called them in America. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I know, Oxygen, I have got some for you. I will send you some. You just need to buy something from me or pay for shipping, and I can send you a box. So yeah. Huey says the Allison on your desk is sitting pretty. Yeah, the Allison looks good, right? The numpad's here as well. The numpad's really cute, really super cute. It's gonna look backwards because of the way the camera is, but yeah, it's super cute. I hear the snack bar has hobnobs in. Yes, it does. Is the worktop from IKEA as well? Yeah, this worktop's from IKEA. Was that someone coming in the door? Just Nope. Was not someone coming in the door. It just sounded like it. Okay, the worktop, pretty much everything in here is from IKEA. I did it on a budget, guys. I didn't want to spend prototypists' money on this kind of stuff, so I spent my personal money on this stuff, which meant I spent like, I don't know, like 300 British pounds on. I already had those drawers. They were in my home office. I took those out and I put a nice, comfortable chair there now. I bought the desktop, the two kind of the sets of drawers that hold it up, the long shelf across the back there, and the small little unit, and that's all I bought in here. The couch and everything else I already had. They came separately, so. They were just sitting around in the old lockup, so I just brought them over. But yeah, I'll show you guys around next week because it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. It's nice to be here. I enjoy spending time here. Everyone seems excited for the workshop tour, so yeah, we'll definitely do that. Snack bar questions being denied. No. We'll talk about the snack bar. Snack bar tour is going to be epic. I'll get some special snacks in just for you guys next week, actually. When did I build the Allison? I didn't build it on stream. I don't build all of my boards on stream. That was one that didn't get built on stream. About to start moving. Just stopped by to say hi, and we'll need that snap top. Well, Brian, you have good fun at moving, and I'll chat to you in the next couple of days, man. Chat to you in the next couple of days. Right, okay, I think we've caught up with chat. I think I've talked enough about the new unit and the workspace and everything. You guys seem comfortable. The quality is going to be okay for today, but I do need to improve some things. And as I say, I will make sure that the sound's better. I do have some coverings to go on the wall in the next couple of weeks. Some of it's already here, but not all of it. For some reason, Amazon shipped it in 2 packages, so I need to fix that. I also need to get the streamlights in. The streamlights are actually going to be fitted into the ceiling. There's like a ceiling light tile above me that's part of the office ring. I'm actually going to change the LEDs in that and then have like a side light that kind of shines down onto the workspace and across me a little bit as well to make sure everything's nice and bright and clear. And it also means that then I can turn the rest of the office lights off and get the background a little bit dimmer because it's really bright, and I appreciate that. So I will fix all of those things. It's just going to take 3 or 4 weeks to get there. Sound fair? I hope so. Everyone wish Brian good luck. Go and wish Brian good luck. So just at Top Clack and then say good luck moving. Please do that, guys. Go on, wish Brian good luck with his move because he's got a lot of stress on over the next couple of days moving. Thanks, guys. Thanks. There we go. He's really going to need a lot of support in the next couple of days because if you haven't ever moved house, moving house is a pain. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. So yeah, wish him all the best, guys. Okay, do you guys want to see what you came here to see? Do you want me to show you the J-01 rev1? Do you guys want to see that? Is it time for me to show you guys that? I'm glad you guys are saying yes and not no. I was kind of worried that you were all going to say no there. Okay, let's flip it over. So this is what the new build stream setup's going to look like. It's a little bit messy. It's a little bit not as clear as it was before. I appreciate that. But you guys will be able to see nice and clearly, I promise. Let me move the mic a little bit out of the view. Okay. There we go. So, J-01, revision 1. I know you guys have seen it on board before. Seen the board on the show before. But this is the J-01 revision 1. There you go. So I'm going to do the build stream. If you guys have got any questions about the group buy that's upcoming for this board or anything else, please save them till the end, because I kind of want to cover everything off at once. So we're just going to do the build stream, and I want to compare it to the original J-01 as well. So the first thing you guys might notice is that the pen rail and the base are color coded. They're the same color. Conscious decision. I wanted the tops of these to be the mainstay of the case, and I wanted the base and the pen rail to accent each other. So while James and I were redesigning the board, and James did all the CAD work, so big shout out to James AKB in chat. He's a legend. He's a legend in his own lunchtime. So one of the design choices we made is that we're actually gone for a seamless design. Now there's no seam here, the seam's on the base, so seamless is what people call it. It's not really, but you know what I mean. And we wanted the base to be standardized across all of the boards that we make. So this is the color that's on the base of the Lodestone, for example. It's also the color that a couple of Allisons were made in. It's also the same color that's on the top of the J-02 if you picked a gray one. This base will be the standard color for the base. So every single board, apart from the limited edition, will have this color base. And then you're going to have three choices for the color on the top. You're going to have black, which is this color here. You're also going to have the option of red or blue. Now the blue is going to be a deep navy, the red's going to be a dark wine red color. It's not going to be an in-stock item. It is going to come with this color pen rail and this color base as standard. And if you want, you can change the pen rail to a brass one, but there will be an extra piece for that, an extra charge that you'll need to pay for it. So yeah, it'll be an extra one, but it won't be in stock now. It will be a group buy. So anyway, you can see that the lights here are not great. I really apologize, guys. I will fix the lights at some point soon. Now, the other thing to call out as well is that the J-01 does traditionally have this logo here. It has 8 macro keys and this logo here. There will be a version where you can have 10 keys and no logo. One of the big complaints that I got from the original prototype run was that some people didn't like badges on top. None of these were owners, by the way. All the owners liked having the badge there, but a lot of people who didn't own the board that talked about buying it said that they wanted a version without the badge. So you will have a choice. You can either have a J-01 logo version with 8 switches on the macro pad, or you can have a J-01 with no logo and 10 switches on the macro pad. There's no weight on this board. The main reason for that is because we've got the acoustic cavity inside, and I don't like the way the brass sounds when it's underneath the board. So when I built the original J-01, the original J-01, and that's this one, had the brass pen rail, which is still an option on this board if you want to go for brass, but it also had the brass mid, and I put the brass middle here rather than having a brass weight because I don't like the way that brass sounds as a base of a case. It tends to make it sound too high pitched for me, and even having the brass in the middle, it still didn't lend itself quite to the sound that I wanted to develop. So you can also see that this is the very, very first original prototype that actually worked, not the one that was scuffed, and it actually had a really small acoustic cavity in here. Now we've increased the size of the acoustic cavity, that's this bit here. You can see that that is now the full length of the 60% of the alphas. It kind of goes all the way across now. You can see that just in there, which gives sound plenty of time to develop. In terms of the actual side profiles of the boards, they're identical apart from the fact that you lose the brass middle and the base is a different colour, but everything else about the board is pretty much the same. It's completely been redrawn from scratch, but you can see that pretty much everything else about the board is the same. The only other thing that we've changed as well is the height of the pen rail. It's now a little bit lower, about 4mm lower, and the reason for that is it's just an aesthetic thing. It just looks nicer being lower. It was slightly too high on the original J-01, and that was one of my big problems with the board. There you go. I think you'll agree that this is much, much slicker in this particular one. So there we go. In terms of how the board screws together, it has also changed as well from the original. You'll see that there's now 6 screws around the outside of the case. We have got rid of the 2 that went here as well. The board just doesn't need it. It was overkill, and this just makes the board a little bit nicer and easier to put together. Gives more room to show stuff? Yeah, absolutely. You can go for the 10 macro version. Has the chat always been on the left side? Yeah, it's always been up here. It's always been up here because I used to have my microphone down here, so in my old streaming setup, and now it's on a bit more of a boom arm, so it comes over a bit better. Let's see what you talk about, chat. Who do I bribe for a spot of one of these? Me, but I don't take bribes, so you just have to get lucky in the actual group buy. Liam Paul says weight. We talked about not having a weight. Now, I don't want to share the actual weight of this board just yet because it is quite heavy, but it's not as heavy as the original. But we'll talk about that once the build's done. In fact, I don't have any scales here, so I'll have to put that in the IC. But yeah. Now let's talk screws. This board will only come with Torx screws. And it will only come with Torx screws for a reason, because they're way better than anything else out there. I do not like hex screws. I much prefer Torx screws. You know, I've got these Weha Torx screwdrivers. They're really, really good. So you'll only get Torx on screws. They are all the same length. There is 2 types of screw actually. There's 6 for the case, and then there's 4 for the USB. Okay, this is where the gaskets are keeping the case stuck together. There we go. Come on out. There we go. You can see that also the screws for here are Torx as well. These are little Torx screws. Excuse that, that's just the JST cable. So as you can see, guys, the actual acoustic slot on this board is much larger now. It goes the full size of the 60%. That's there to help sound develop. And a lot of people like to get the bottom of the case as close to the bottom of the pins of the switch as they can, but I think that sounds a little bit dead. This is designed to have enough mass underneath it. This is a huge lump of mass here. This is a massive piece of metal, and mass and space helps sound develop a bit nicer. There's a philosophy behind the J-01 original. It worked well there, and it's going to work here as well. So there you go. Gaskets are already installed, so you can see that these are very similar to the J-02 gaskets. There are 3 of them, 3 layers. There's 2 layers installed right here. These are self-adhesive. They just slide in, stick down, and that's it, job's done. They fit perfectly. Now, for this particular build, I didn't have the right one for the inside of the top case, so I've just had the actual one for the inside of the top case will come down all across here. It'll come down these bits here as well, just to protect it and isolate it from the plate. I didn't have the right one for here because there was some issues with the prototype one. They actually put the adhesive on the wrong side, but I do have one that I've trimmed and just put some bits in here as well, so it'll simulate it pretty much accurately as well. But they just slip in and slide on and glue in, and once they're in, they're done. You can have as many builds as you'd like and slip it quite in. So you can have as many PCBs and plates, and you can just pop them in and take them out and pop them in if you want 2 or 3 or whatever. So a couple of other things as well, just on the inside. This is the prototype version. Now the case for the bar won't screw in this way. The bar will actually have 3 screws inside the bar itself. They won't be offset. You can see here that the screws are offset slightly. That won't be the case. The bar will not go all the way through. It'll actually rest on the inside of this. There'll be a thin layer here, and then the bar will slide in from the top and it'll sit in a groove, and then you'll put 3 screws through the groove to hold it in. So this prototype version, this isn't how it will look on the real thing. You won't be able to see the grey on the inside of the case. You'll only see it on the outside of the case, or the brass version if you want the brass version. So there you go. So it just makes it look a little bit easier and neater and tidier, and it also means that we don't have to have these 3 drill holes for the screw heads as well. Those are all gone in the next version of the board. Again, these will be Torx as well. You'll have flush Torx screws that will hold all of these in place. These aren't Torx on this particular version because I don't have this that fit. These are just Phillips, but they will be Torx on the next one. Okay, let's catch up and see what people are saying in chat. We talked about Singapore wanting to bribe me, and we said no. Facecam and chat used to be on the right. Not on my build streams, I don't. My build streams, it's always been on the left. Pretty sure. Don't remember it being on the right for a long time. Someone go check and make sure I'm not lying on that. Someone go check my old build streams and check. Personally, I like the brass and black combo better, but the board is still pretty. Absolutely. And the other good thing as well is even with the grey base, the black top, or the red top, or the blue top, you can still get a brass accent bar if you really want one. And it still looks great. The 3 colours really work well together. All of the bases being the same makes it easier from a QC perspective, and everything's the same. The tops come in 3 different colours. Great colours. I can probably show you the red and the black. This is the black, obviously. I can't show you the blue because I don't have anything here with the blue, but it's going to be close to this sort of colour in Mizu. It's kind of a really dark blue. And in fact, if you ask Mr. Petrov to show you the blue Allison, that will be the colour that we're doing for that. I didn't realise he pointed it out. Makes sense since the mic is on that side though. Okay. Oh right, okay. Plus gives more room on the right to show stuff. Yeah, I tend to build here and then have stuff at this side that people don't need to see. New one looks great, Jay. Thank you very much, man. New gaskets are frigging... If I can, Gio, I will replace all of the original J-01 owners' gaskets with these new versions that will fit, or something close if I can. We'll see how that goes. Torx has screws. Yes, we covered that. Yeah, always Torx. That's what they all say about not taking bribes. Try me, man. Try me. Glacey's here as well. Says it's a little late, but nice to see the new prototype and venue. Thanks, man. Plate material choices. Okay, so plate materials, you will have a choice of carbon fiber in either ISO layout, which is this one here, and there'll be two different layouts available on this from a bottom row perspective. You'll be able to have a 7U or a 6.25U. This only covers a 6.25U, but it will be a universal kind of bottom row for the two options there. You'll also have the option for full backspace or split. This is just fixed to my personal layout. And you'll also have the option for step caps or full, and of course you can have either 8 or 10 macro keys here on the left hand side. ANSI will also be available. I do actually have a prototype ANSI plate here. It's actually back to front, so this is the macro keys. It's now upside down. These are the macro keys. That's the space bar, and then you've got your ANSI enter here and all of that. So this is the ANSI version as well. But there'll be effectively two options for the bottom row. There will be options for stepped or full caps, the options for split or full backspace, and that's pretty much it. The plate will be fixed whether you want ANSI or ISO. No MOQs, so you can get whichever you prefer. And the plate files will be open as well. Don't strip as easy. You've heard it on Torx. Yeah, Torx is really hard to strip. They're designed to take torque. That's where the name comes from. So they're really, really good and really strong. WeHard drivers are lovely. Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a few of these WeHard drivers. I've had them a long time. I tend not to use them for keyboard builds until I came here. But I've also got the hex heads as well. And I've also got the soft touch ones for Philips and Flathead, which are, these are really good. These are really, really nice. There you go. What's Hugh been saying good to? What's Hugh been saying good to? I don't know. He's been saying good to something. Also, if I remember correctly, there is not 65% without the macro columns planned. Not at the minute, no, but maybe in the future. We might do something like that later. But that'll be 18 months away if we do it. Plate materials, carbon fibre is standard, but I will make the plate files available as soon as people have bought the board and the group buy has happened. Before the boards are shipped, I will make the plate files available and people can get their own cut. I might be able to offer some POM ones or some other bits and pieces at the time, but I haven't tried those materials as yet. I do have a POM plate somewhere for this that I will try at some point as well. Okay, it's that blue. That's quite a deep blue. It's a really, really dark blue. Yeah, it's a really dark blue. If you go onto my Instagram and search for the Allison board, you will see that there's a really dark navy blue one. That's going to be the blue. And I will be putting the IC up as well after the show, so you'll be able to see the colours there as well. You'll be able to see the red and the blue and the Pantones used for those colours as well. Those will all be in the interest check. I'll give you many monies for new gaskets. All right, we'll sort something out, man. We'll sort something out, man. You could probably bribe me with a Datsun 510, but that's a little expensive. Man, even if someone gave me a good lead on a Datsun 510 for under 10 grand, I'd probably give them a J-01 to say thank you. But yeah. Depleted Vespines here as well. He says hi. Damn, late again. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Better late than never. Nebulance here as well. Good afternoon, man. Thank you for chatting with me the other day. You made my day when we had a chat. Will you be doing a typing test with the program? I'm going to build it in a few minutes. I'm going to build it and show you guys, and we'll do a typing test, yeah. Although I'm not the best typer, and people complain about my typing tests, but hey, I can always send it to someone else if people want to see someone else type on it. Maybe I'll send it to Gasp or something, or maybe the Mechs on Dex guys, actually. The Mechs on Dex guys might do a good job. Will there be an option for 10.5U spacebar? Sadly not. I wish I could do a 10.5U spacebar option, though. That'd be cool. Just here to see how the gaskets are updated. Well, man, here you go. They are self-adhesive, 3 layers of gaskets. These are all stuck in place. Now, one thing I do want to share actually about the gaskets is what you can see here is that the gaskets actually have a lip, so I can actually fold the gaskets over this edge a little bit. It's just really hard to show you guys. Let me zoom in a little. Let me zoom in. So you can see here that, or you might not be able to see, but the gasket actually folds over because it's just hanging over the edge, and it hangs over the edge by a few millimeters. So if I do that, you can see that the head goes behind the gasket, and that gasket there. So that's the edge of the gasket there, and that's the edge of the keyboard there. So it goes about 3 millimeters deep. Now what that means is that when the plate is actually in the board, the plate actually sits on the gasket like so, but it actually sits on the skirt, so that gasket is actually flexing. If I took these gaskets out, this plate actually drops into the bottom of the case. It actually fits inside the bottom of the case. It doesn't actually it doesn't actually rest on the edges around here. It only rests on this thin layer of gasket just there. So that's one of the intricacies that people missed on the original J-01 as well. We can definitely do FR4 plates. We can definitely do FR4 plates, yeah. Any ideas how far as quantities goes? I don't know. I'm guessing 100, but it depends on demand. Let's see how the interest check goes. If people want the board, I'm happy to do more, but there is kind of an upper limit in my head where I don't want to go past. But let's see how the interest check goes, and I'll be using the interest check to determine numbers, quantities, that kind of thing. Time to find money for this board. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do undercover brother. You are a brother from another mother, man. Can't miss the City lobby. I hope you get one, man. First come, first serve. Going to be a wild ride for this one. I don't want people to struggle to get the board. I really don't. So let's see how the interest check goes, and we'll see how many units we have to produce to do that. Would that mean that the gaskets wear down over time with typing? Yes, but maybe over 30-40 years. I guarantee that by the time the gaskets on this fail, and the gasket files will be available as well if people want to get some different ones, I guarantee that you won't be using the keyboard as your input method by then, pretty much. I didn't miss that feature. No, Neb, you knew that feature. That's why you knew of that feature. Jay, do you mean to have my keyboard's logo floating around in the middle of the screen? Wanted to ask in case you don't want it there. Yeah, so my keyboard are really great guys. I have their logo up, not because they sponsor these streams or anything else, but just because I want to share to people that are out there. We have our sponsors up here, they rotate, but my keyboard were kind enough to send me a couple of bits last year, and they've done amazing things for the community, so I just want to rep them. So they just feature on all of my build streams just because they're great guys. David and Yulia, much love. You know, yeah, go support them, guys. Will that drop if we push too hard when putting the keycaps? No, you can't push that through. So I mean, I can demonstrate this here as well, but like the gaskets are rigid enough that, I mean, the plate sits in. So once the plate's in, and it kind of, you can see here that it's flush with the gaskets, so it's kind of flush with the base of the case. So this is all flush now. That's the actual build. The top case then just gives you the high profile. If you're going to have it as low profile, you could use it like this, but like you can't push that through because the gasket goes around all four edges and it's there in the corners. It's really strong and you can't push through it. You can't push through it. Like even if you really try, and like I'm putting a ton of pressure on there, I'll snap the plate before I actually break the gaskets. Okay, ISO big poggers, ISO or ANSI. We do have a fixed ANSI plate as well, so that is the thing. There you go, J-01, rev1, ANSI, plate V2. There you go. It is a thing. So guys, I just want to say a big thank you to James, AKB. I know he's watching. James is the unofficial CAD man for Prototypist. He's like contracted in to do most of our CAD work, and I just think he's knocked it out of the park on this. So the original board, it was completely redesigned from scratch. The old files were used for nothing more than visual references. So guys, can we just get a thank you to James in chat? Just a big hearts to James in chat, because he is the nicest guy I know in keyboards. He's just such a nice guy. So just please guys, post some hearts, or say congratulations to him or something in chat. There you go. CAD man, not Catman. CAD, C-A-D, computer aided design. We do have another thank you to do in a minute, because there is another part of the board we haven't talked about as well. So let's just put this down. Say no more. I'm sold, says Rust. Nice man, thanks. My keyboard are the best. I'm legally blind and can't really build for myself. David looped some switches and built my side free of charge. That's so good, man. That's so good. That's even nicer than me. Wow, he's really nice, is David. There you go. Big thanks for James. Okay, get ready, guys, because you're going to have to do another thank you. So, one of the other thank yous I want to shout out is to Flex. So, Flexaman did this wonderful new J-01 PCB. This is VIA compatible, it's QMK compatible, it's got the J-01 logo right here, so even if you don't buy a board with the J-01 logo on the top, you will get the logo on the inside. It's got the Prototypist logo here and Flex's little logo up here as well. So he worked his ass off to make this PCB for me. We completely redesigned it from scratch. It doesn't have some of the design features of the original. The original had holes in different places. So this one isn't compatible with the old J-01, so old J-01 owners, I'm really sorry. But yeah, big shout outs to Flex as well, because he has knocked it out of the park with this PCB. This is just the green prototype. We haven't decided on colors for the final version, but this all fits and works with the unified AIO3 standardized daughter board. It has ESD protection, all of that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to say big thank you to him as well. So, guys, give Flex. I know he's in chat. I know he's watching. He's always watching, even if he's not posting, because I know what he's like. So there we go. Go for that. Give him a thank you, guys. So there we go. So that's the board in a nutshell. Those are the changes. No brass middle. Option for a brass pen rail, but you get the standard one, which matches the base as well, because that's just nice and it's more my vision of the board. A little bit more subdued and understated. 3 top colors. You can have blue, black, or red. The red is a wine red. The blue is a navy blue, like this kind of color. The red is kind of like the Prophet. Let me grab the Prophet and show you guys. So the red's kind of going to be this kind of colour, slightly different. This is the different RAL code as far as I'm aware, but it's very similar. So it's going to be this kind of colour for the red, a dark blue for the blue, and then of course black as well. So those are kind of the colours. Damascus pen rail available. If you pay for it, man, you can have it, but it won't be cheap. And as I say, brass pen rails will be available as an additional extra on the store. It will be first come first served. Numbers have not been decided as yet. We'll see how it goes when it comes to group buy. Dates have not been decided yet either. The interest check is going to go up either tonight or tomorrow, depending on when I get a chance to finish it off. But yeah, the red as well. I can share some pictures, some renders. J Saints 1, thank you very much for the subscription. That was very nice. And it says that board looks gorgeous. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Would you guys like to see a render? Let me see if I can find a render. I'm gonna have to post this on. I'm gonna have to post this into the J-01 chat on my Discord server, and then copy and paste the link into here. But give me a second. Let me show you a picture of some of the renders. So a couple of people have done renders. Nathan and Flex have done some renders. Let me drop one into the J-01 chat first. Give pics, says Huey. He's posting. Okay, so. I'm posting a render now, and then if I copy the link for that, and then I can post it into here, you guys can go and see that. So if even if you're not in the Discord, you guys can see it there. You should be able to check that link and have a look. So there you go. There's the red, there's the blue, there's the grey. There's an option with the brass pen rail there as well, so you'll be able to see the different options. Ignore the plates. The plates are going to be more fixed. It's just a file to keep them looking about. So there you go. Glasses says, I'm legitimately so excited for this. Thanks, man. I'm excited for you. And thank you for letting me cameo on your video the other day. That was really good fun. When you asked me to do that, I was really excited about doing it. It was really good fun. What's the white 70% board in the top right? This isn't really a 70% board. It's kind of like a weird 60 with an F-row and a macro column on the left-hand side. But this is the Allison by Mr. Petrov. Bear in mind, guys, that's just a render, so the colors will be different in real life, blah blah blah, render disclaimer, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's for advertising purposes only. But yes, it will be that really dark, deep navy blue, very similar to this kind of color, Mizu dark blue. So there you go. Allison with matching numpad. Yeah, this is the matching numpad for the Allison. I can't pull that because it's plugged in, but the numpad's not plugged in right now. I heard the J-01's left column on one of the Tejas stream, and it's still to the day the best sounds I've heard produced from a keyboard. The left 2 columns do always sound really good on the J-01, yeah. I'm hoping this is going to sound just as good. Not sure if it's been asked and can I understand any clues on cost. So cost is driven by a few things. It's driven by the volume that we sell, because the more we sell, the cheaper it becomes. It's also driven by the amount of work that goes into it, which kind of increases with numbers. So the cost doesn't necessarily drop logarithmically with the increase in volume, because there's an increased QC and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to say a price now and then it'd be vastly different, but it will be as cheap as I can make it. That's the main thing. Bear in mind that there is a lot of machining needed for this base. What you guys can't see is that kind of like the step here that suddenly... Oh no, the camera's frozen. Overhead cam froze. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. Alright, go on camera, come back. Hey, there we go. So what you guys can't see is there's a load of machining in here. There's the step in here as well for machining for this piece. There's a step in here for this piece, and there's another step here underneath the gaskets. There's also a lot of machining to take off all around all of this piece here, and then to keep these nice chamfers on as well. Plus there's a quite a deep USB port recess there. When you consider how far away it is from this edge, it's quite a deep one. There is a lot of machining to do on this board, so it's not particularly cheap. We have made some things a little bit easier to make it cheaper. So the reason why the pen rail doesn't screw in like this on the actual final version is because this is more expensive and it's slightly less robust. So on the final version you won't be able to see the grey from this side. You'll just screw through material like this, and then it will hold it into place. But then there's also a lot of machining on here, because you can see that this is quite a deep case. It's quite a deep top case. You know, it goes in quite deep. All of that material has to be cut away, and then there's the groove around the edges for the gaskets, and of course there's the actual key set as well, sorry, the keycaps as well, spaces. So there is a lot of machining needed. The gaskets are custom as well, custom daughter boards, custom PCB. I will keep it as cheap as I can, but just bear in mind there is a lot to this board that doesn't necessarily meet the eye, so I will try and keep it as cheap as I can, but it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be a $200 board, let's put it that way, but I will try and keep it under 600 is my promise right now. I don't think I'll go past that, and of course I need to make sure that I pay James and Flex the right royalties for the parts that they're doing as well, and you know, it's just one of those things, but we'll work through it and I'll share the prices with you guys once I have a better take on numbers. Subs get half price, right? No, sorry. Jay Saint says, so hyped for this Miss R1, but won't miss it this time around. Yeah, I don't know why the camera froze. That was really weird. Strange. Let's hope he doesn't do that again. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Def prepared to pay 600. Okay, well, even if the price is lower, you can pay $600, Matt Mutant. I will say this as well, guys. Remember, bear in mind that in the UK I'm a legal registered business, so if you are from the UK, whatever the price is advertised on Geekhack, you will pay 20% more, because I legally have to charge you VAT. So there will be two separate prices, one for EU and EU/UK, and then one for the rest of the world. So just bear that in mind, guys. Okay, the price in the EU and UK will be 20% higher, because I legally have to charge that. I can't not do it. That's why you always see that the prices on group buys are higher, or for most things the prices on group buys are higher in the EU, because they include VAT as well. So just bear that in mind, guys. But there we go. What are my thoughts on acoustic cuts on plates? Any evidence? Yeah, so there will be some flex cuts on here, or acoustic cuts, whatever you want to call them. They aren't on this particular prototype, but they will be on the main one. What I wanted to do is use a solid plate that was fixed to my layout as a baseline, and then I can work out where I want to put cuts around the space bar, the other areas and all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of a work in progress. That will all be ready and sorted before the final Group Buy goes live, and I will probably have another build with those cuts included before the Group Buy goes live as well. I Love Chilata says, congrats on such a beautiful piece. I'll be praying to be able to get in. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. Huey says, at least we don't lie about our prices. Hey, I've not lied about prices. What do you mean? UK always getting shafted. It's pay your taxes, man. Paying your taxes is a good thing. It's why we've got the NHS, right? Or one of the reasons. I'm prepared to spend £2.50 in a packet of hobnobs sold. Keyboard sets the price, not what he wants to sell it for. Yeah, it does, right? Like, I would love to sell it for $200, but if I can't get it made for that price, I can't sell it for that price. Like, this prototype was £555 for just the case, never mind plates, PCBs, and all of that kind of stuff, never mind design fees and all of that kind of stuff that I have to absorb. That was even before I paid for customs as well, so prototypes are expensive, but it's just the way it is. Oh, he means VAT is including the price. I thought he was saying that I was lying about pricing then. I was going to say that made me feel a bit worried. Yeah, I got that. Will you throw in a pack of hobnobs? I tell you what, not for everyone, but if you have to buy it in the EU or UK, because you've got to pay the 20% extra, I'll chuck in a pack of hobnobs, alright? Don't quote me on that, and don't make me promise that, because that's just me talking crap on stream. But yeah, full Pomwen, never Kakan, never. 159's here as well. He says, hey baby, hey man, dude, Josh, we need to catch up, man, because I've not spoken to you for so long and I miss you, man. We need to chat. I need to reach out to you and talk to you more often. I heard hobnobs and now I'm here. Nice. Okay, let's get the build underway, guys, because I want to build this board today and not just chat to you guys for an hour and a half and do nothing, because I wanted to show you guys the board. So we're gonna get this out, this lovely PCB. I've forgotten stabs. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so I did have some. I hadn't forgotten stabs. I had them here. Went all the way over to this side to get stabs, and I've got them here. So I think I've got enough of these to just build with those rather than take a new color on. I think let's just double check, because I kind of like to build with the smoky black ones. Hobnobs and iron brew, absolutely. Want to buy new style gaskets, PST, nice. So we need a stab for backspace, we need a stab for ISO enter, and we need a stab for spacebar. There we go. Hey Jay, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, man. Thanks very much for asking. Thank you very much for asking. Nebula says, want to buy new style gaskets, PST. Sure. We'll get you some new style gaskets. We will miss 159. Hopefully the move goes smooth and he comes back to us. Yeah, I'm sure it will. I have full faith that 159 knows how to move. Is that the autonomous ergo chair? Do you recommend it? No, this chair is actually the Nui chair. I can send people a link after the stream if anyone wants to DM me on Discord. And it's really good. I wanted a mesh chair rather than a leather chair. Oh, let me show you guys the chair. Look, it's all mesh. Even the seats mesh as well, which just means it's much more comfortable. It's solid. It's really rigid. It's got great back support, neck rest, head rest. Arms come up at different lengths and stuff like that. It's just such a comfortable chair. Like, it's so customizable, and it was 500 quid, and it's like the best 500 quid I've spent this year. Guaranteed best 500 quid this year. Well, I've got more room now. This room is bigger than the old one, so yeah. This is a new and wild, Jay. Yeah, man. It's because I thought I'd forgotten stabs, because I've forgotten that I'd got drawers at the side of me now, because I never used to have that. So there you go. It's not a bad price, and then pricey straight after. It's a cheap chair for what it is, but it's an expensive chair overall. Like, you can get office chairs for 100 quid, sure, but this chair is really good and it's worth the money. Like, it's worth every single penny. It's Nui chair. Let me grab a link for you. Let me grab a link. Okay, let me grab this link. There you go. It is available in the UK as well, but you have to buy it through Secret Labs, which is not great, but hey, if you're in the US, you can get it for there. I'm just going to turn this music down a touch. It seems to have got a little bit louder. There we go. Okay, let's get on with the build then. So the first thing we need to do is put our stabilizers together. So we're gonna lube these up really, really well. Okay, get a nice thick amount on our wire. Good to know it's worth the money. I have not spent anything this year that has been as worthwhile spending the money on this chair. Like, it fixed so many problems for me, like posture, comfort. I didn't realize how uncomfortable the chair I had was. I thought I was pretty comfortable in it, but this is just so much nicer, and it has like a really good recline feature as well. It's just so nice as a chair. Like, I can't recommend it enough. Like, I was thoroughly impressed with it, and for a person like me who tends to be quite warm-blooded, you know, having a chair that's all mesh and still offers all of the comfort and customizability of like a high-end chair, absolutely worth it, especially at that price. Like 500 quid. I don't know what it is in dollars, but it's like £500. It was really good. But yeah, you spend that much time in a chair, why wouldn't you spend money on it? It's like the same thing as a mattress. Spend money on a mattress because you spend 8 hours a night sleeping on it. Don't buy like a cheap one. Buy a really good one. It's one of those things that you should never scrimp and scrape on in life, in my opinion. Thinking of getting a second-hand Herman Miller. I was actually looking at Herman Miller and I went for this, and I'm kind of glad I did. Like, the Herman Millers are really comfortable, don't get me wrong, but they just weren't quite as comfortable for me as this one. And the fact that because I was looking at the M body, like a second-hand M body, this was just a better deal all around, I think. But of course, there's nothing wrong with the Herman Miller chairs. They're like extremely nice. So yeah. Chairs are 100% something you should spend money on. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Same as glasses and, you know, mattresses. A sofa, a good sofa is better than a crap one. You know, if you spend a lot of time using something, buy a good one. That's the reason we all buy expensive keyboards, right? Because we spend a lot of time using them and we want a nice tool to do our job with or to do our hobbies with. Same thing, same principle. If you used a drill every day for your daily job, you would buy a nice one. You wouldn't buy a cheap one. It's the same thing. Also, in this heat, says Huey, yeah, man, like a mesh chair is so much more comfortable in this heat. I don't have a fan here in the office, but I should get one actually. Speaking of things to put on my to-do list. Yeah. I don't have a fan here, but it still keeps me cool, and I'm nowhere near as uncomfortable when streaming. I mean, admittedly, I don't have the stream lights here anymore, so it's not, or at this particular location yet, so it's not particularly hot where I'm sat, but normally when I'm under the stream lights, man, it gets really hot. Mattress. Yeah, you guys have mattresses in the US, right? But yeah, if you're going to spend so many hours a day doing something, you need to buy a nice version of that thing that you need, that tool. Steelcase Leap from Madison. Steelcase Leap's a good chair though, it's not a bad chair. Okay, so we've lubed the wires, we've inserted them into the stabilizers, now we're just lubing up the sliders, the rails, whatever you want to call them. We're just putting a really thin layer of lube on here, just to keep it nice and smooth, not trying to gunk it up or anything like that. That's the last thing we want. I use my nice keyboard while looking for the next keyboard. Well, that's true too, right? I'll probably use this chair when I look for its replacement, so that's fine. But yeah, I like this one so much, I'm actually tempted to get another one for my home office and replace the chair I have there. Although I don't spend that much time there anymore, like that room is becoming a video game only room at the minute, which is kind of nice, but I don't get in time enough to play video games, so Jay, what board am I currently using? So at home, I'm using my personal J-01. Here, I'm using the Allison because it's a prototype and trying to test it out. And once this board's built, this J-01 will replace this board here, assuming everything works, which I'm sure it will. Okay, we need to build 6.25U, so that goes there and there. Okay. Okay, remember guys, whenever you're screwing your stabs into your board as well, you don't want to over tighten these. You're only trying to go finger tight. You don't want to go too tight because you don't want to try and crush the PCB. That screwdriver's not quite big enough. Let's get the other one. You just want to just lightly nip it. You don't want to squeeze it. You don't want to crush the PCB. You don't want to go overly tight. Master Screw by anyone? Sure. Jay, I have a sentence for you. Sentence for that. You always buy something expensive when you're poor because it'll last much longer, so it'll be cheaper in the long run. Absolutely, man. That's a great way of looking at it. I like that. Okay, now we've just got the two more to put in. We've got the ISO enter and the backspace. Just leaving the bottoms of these just so they're a little bit softer on bottom out. Don't want them too clacky. Well, okay, so Flexer man, if you are watching, I have found problem number 1 with the PCB. Bear in mind that this is a prototype, guys. Bear in mind this is a prototype, but I have just found problem number 1 with the PCB. So this is backspace. What's missing around backspace? It's not borked. No, we can make something work today, I think. But what's missing around backspace? See if anyone can spot what's missing. It supports a backspace key and there you go. Some people have spotted it. Some people have spotted it. But this is why we prototype, right? This is why we prototype. And this is why I like to build stuff on stream live with you guys. This hasn't been pre-tested or anything else. It's not been, other than plugged in and tested, it's not actually being built or it's not being mocked up or anything like that. This is why I like to share this sort of thing with you guys. Do it live and then people can see and it's all open, it's all honest, it's all great. But it's fine. We can fix this. This is like a 2-minute fix for Flex. This is literally a 2-minute fix for him. He'll have it done before the end of the stream. How is the ANSI enter location? It's fine now. I have actually tested that one. That was Martin though, not Flex, that did that one. I accidentally added the 2U switch. My bad. Yeah. I think it's fine. I think we can just put the switch in and rest the cap on. It'll be okay. Because the other thing that you guys might have noticed is it doesn't actually support split backspace here. It has 3 switches next to each other, but it doesn't actually support split backspace. It has the pos cap for 2U switches. So you can't do split backspace, and you can't do a stabbed backspace as well. But it's fine. It just means we lose a stab for nothing. 2 stab board, perfect. So bear in mind, guys, that will be fixed for the production version. It's just one of those small things. It happens sometimes when you're producing stuff. There we go. So that's it. That's all we need to do there. Now is the time to put some switches in. 2U isn't terrible with that stuff. For a prototype, it's absolutely fine, Neb. You are spot on. It doesn't matter. Split backspace, only backspace. It's a feature. You can't do split backspace. It doesn't offer split backspace. It will do in the production run, but it doesn't do right here. And this is probably where I'm going to break my thumbs again trying to put this board together. So I'm just going to try and get in a few switches first into this plate. This is a really nice tight plate. So I'm just trying to make sure we get switches in the plate and in the PCB. What type of switches are similar to blues but less clicky or loud? I think blues are probably the quietest clicky switch. I mean, if you want the tactile bump, you could get a tactile switch, but if you want a silent switch, you're kind of out of luck, man. That's got a bent pin. What made you decide designing keyboards? So my design process is very different to anyone else's. Like I draw things and then get people who are far more talented than I am to make them in CAD, and that's where James excels. He's a CAD master, and Flexman is very, very talented as well. So I kind of like have ideas, and I can do project management pretty well, but they do the CAD for me. So my designs aren't. Some people wouldn't call it designing because it doesn't use the CAD, and I just use drawings to convey what I want. So you know, you take your money, you pay your choice. It's entirely up to you whether you class that as designing or not. There's no right or wrong answer there. Just struggling to get this one in the plate. Bear in mind that these are thick housing switches, so they're pretty difficult to get in irregardless. There we go. Once we start to get a few in, it will go much smoother. Okay. .25U is such a small baby key. Sure, man. Sure. But then most keys would be, you know, small by that standard, right? Baby keys. We are on EU weird layout. Got it. Yeah. Well, it's going to be a fairly standard layout. It's just going to be established layout for one key. That's all. And it's fine for the typing test. It's fine for the prototype build. This is just proving that the board actually works for now. You know, there's going to be plenty of time to do all of the rest of the stuff on the board. So I'm pretty comfortable that it's fine. You know, this is why we prototype. It's so you find things like this out. Clearly neither Flex nor I noticed it on the actual designs for the PCB, which he shared with me, so no one's fault. Just don't make any type of mistakes. Well, I mean, the switch will work, it just won't have a stabilizer. It's fine. Like, it's not like the keyboard's not going to work, and it wasn't going to be the final build anyway, so it's not like I've lost out on anything either. Okay, just bear in mind, guys, if you do buy one of these boards and you are building it, you don't fill these switches in if you've got the standard top with the logo on it, the J logo. I'm one of the few UK EU peeps that prefer ANSI layout. No, lots of UK and EU peeps like ANSI. That's just the thing. People like it because they can find keycaps easier for it, usually. Take a drill to the PCB, Jay? Yeah, I could do. Did we take out our thank you for Flex back from earlier from this fix? No. At least I didn't order like 100 of these in advance, though. No one's fault. Pretty sure it was my fault. No, man, not at all, Flex. Don't feel like that. Please don't feel like that. guys, make Flex feel better, because like it happens, dude. Like if I told you the number of mistakes I've made, it would be crazy. Like the number of mistakes I've made during build streams and people have just not noticed, and I've been really lucky, is crazy high. I once had a good friend of mine called James, not AKB James, a different James on stream, before I joined Clack, and we built a full copper board. And one of the things we hadn't realised is that if you have a thicker plate, you need to have your stab cutouts slightly different. And he had a 2mm thick copper plate for this solid copper case, and we just fudged through the stream and pretended it all worked, and it didn't. The enter key didn't work at all, and then I fixed it off stream in like 10 minutes with a Dremel. But yeah. Don't worry, Shame's fault. Yeah, I'll take blame for it. Yeah. May I ask why you prefer ISO over ANSI, Jane? Just because that's what I've grown up with. Like I've literally just grown up with it. Yeah, it's like every board I have has been ISO from being a kid. You know, so for the past 35 years I've used ISO layout, and that's just what I prefer now. But there's no right or wrong answer. Preference is a wonderful thing. We can all like different things and still get on and still have a great community. That's the purpose of this hobby in some ways. For you to be able to get the layout and the build that you want, something that you really like. Whether that be ANSI or ISO or otherwise. Okay, that switch does not want to go in. So let's take this one out. Not quite sure why that one doesn't want to go in there. Let's try it in a different slot. Sometimes these switches are just a little bit too thick. There we go, it's in. Our national standard is ISO, absolutely, yeah. Cone Romus is a nice desk, thank you, man. It's brand new, just a cheapo one from IKEA, just for the office. That's it. Now we're streaming completely full time from the lockup. It just makes a lot of sense to have a specific streaming setup here. It's like people arguing about backspace sizes and thinking one is better than another. Hey man, whatever works for you, right? Like, there's no reason to argue or fall out in this hobby. Like, everyone can do something different and like something different, and we can all still get on. We can all still get on. I am me, you are you. Thank you very much for raiding, good sir. One of the original J-01 owners is now raiding the new J-01 build stream. So thank you very much, dude. Thank you, and welcome to everyone who's here. We're in the process of just putting together the plate and case for the new J-01 prototype. A couple of issues that we found so far. There is no stab cutouts on the PCB, but we're going to fix that. And one of the gaskets was printed on the wrong side with the adhesive. But again, we've come around that just for the prototype build. And this is why we prototype, guys, so we can flesh out all of these little inconsistencies and small problems. Tiny Shiny Crumb says, hi, 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 hey, hey, glad to see you. I am me, UIU says, I love my J-01 man. Well, we're building the prototype here of the rev1. So this is the J-01 rev1. So this is the new version of the board. So I'm me, UIU spent hours and hours talking to me in Seattle last year about his J-01 before they shipped, and it was such a good chat and such a good time. He's such a nice guy. Such a nice guy. We need a secret J-01 handshake. Original J-01 handshake. Yeah, sure. Can you list everyone, Nebulon, who bought an original J-01? I don't think I can. I'd have to go and look. I'd have to go and check, I think, now. It's been that long. Mr. Sickler, Mr. Upas, Nebulon, Noah, Geo, Nathan Alphaman got one later on because he won the charity raffle. I can't remember the rest. Querdenker got one. Yeah, quite a few of them out there now. An OG J-01 handshake might be difficult. Yeah, the OG J-01 is slightly heavier than this version. This version is slightly lighter. Not by much. I'm not going to release the official weights until after I've got the build and made it off stream and stuff, but I'll put that in the interest check as well. I'll make sure that's all in the interest check so everyone's got that information to hand. We high five with boards. Yeah, Starston got one as well. Yeah, Starston got one. He actually just got some replacement parts off me, actually. He wanted a new PCB, so he got the last PCB that was available for the original J-01. Fixed and ordered replacement. Flex, send me a bill. I will pay for them, dude. Send me a bill. But thank you very much for fixing them. Send me a bill and I will cover that immediately, because I don't want you to be out of pocket on something like this. This is a kind of thing that we both should have noticed, so I'm not wanting you to pay for them. Oh gosh, this switch is tight. Some of these switches, man. Some of these ink switches can be so tight. Let's see if we... I think the housing on this one just wasn't quite sealed properly. Here's the thank you back, the thank you. Flex, right, okay, well, we need to talk anyway, because I need to see if we can add on to that order some a ton of those daughter boards that I was talking about, because I need them just lying around for testing stuff. So let's see if we can just get it all done at once, and then we can worry about the group buy stuff later. Again, another switch just not quite going in properly here. Let's take it out. I think it's just the fat housing on these ink switches. Sometimes they don't quite go in easily. I'm going to bed, guys. Have a good night. Thank you very much, Niv, for watching. Can I post OGJ01? Wait, yeah, of course you can, man. Wait and post it. I mean, you. Yeah, go for it, dude. Go for it. Absolutely go for it. Post it. 3.12 kilograms. Nice. What keycaps are going on this particular J01? Right, well, you guys are actually going to have to help me with this, because there is a choice, and I haven't decided which I want to go on it. So, does someone want to make a straw poll? Does someone fancy making a straw poll for this? There's only two choices I'm giving you, but if someone wants to make a straw poll, we can do that. Bleach hasn't been produced as yet, so it can't be bleached. Hammerhead is in group buy, so it's definitely not Hammerhead either. Just checking that all these switches are pushed into the PCB correctly, just because into the plate, sorry, correctly. Just because it feels like there's some that's slightly out. Okay, I think we're good. There's a poll command in Twitch now. Oh, really? Is this new? I wasn't aware of this. Has this run in group buy yet? No, the group buy hasn't run yet. The group buy has not run yet. The group buy is going to be soon.com. I haven't got an official date for you guys yet, but it will be soon. Right, okay. Anyone know how to use the poll command on Twitch then? How do we do this? How do we do the poll command? What's the poll command for Twitch? Does anyone know? How to use polls. How to use polls. Polls are a great way for streamers to get feedback. Voting in polls. Okay. On your dashboard for your first poll, quick create new poll. Okay. Create new poll. Okay. Okay, there's only 2 choices. You got 10 minutes to answer this one. There we go. Okay, so does that post in Twitch? Okay, there you go. Yeah, I can see it now at the top. So you've got the choice now. You guys can vote on that. So please do go and vote. There's 2 key sets. You have a choice of a brand new set of GMK Honeywell that has not been opened, or you can go for GMK Classic Retro, which we actually put on Huey's board build that we did for him a couple of weeks ago. Huey is in chat at the minute, I think. Classic Retro is Gigabrain. Yeah, it's a really good set. Why won't this come out? You guys vote for whichever you prefer. So these are the 2 key sets that I'm comfortable with having on it. Ugh. So everyone's seen Honeywell. This is Classic Retro. It's a lovely beige kit with some red accents. So there you go. You can also have additional votes by bits, apparently someone's saying, so I don't know how you do that, but go for it. Whatever. Okay. Now we are ready to do some soldering, guys. So everything is nice and flush in this PCB and plate combo. It's all looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how everything's set. So it is now time to do some soldering. Which means that now is also the time for you guys to be able to ask me questions. And you guys can ask any question you like. You can zoom in while we do the soldering. You guys can ask me any question you like. I'm going to be an open book here. All you need to do is tag me with @TopClack, and you can ask me any question you like. That can be about keyboards, it can be about life, it can be about anything really. I'm completely open and down to talk about anything you'd like. So feel free to, whilst we're going through soldering, tag me and ask me any question you'd like to. I can put an extra votes with bits. Nice. I don't know how you do that, but yeah, apparently that's the thing. What's the price on the new J-01 going to be? It's not been decided yet, it all depends on demand, so I'm going to wait for the interest check to tell me how many people are interested, and then demand will be derived from that, and then I'll be able to check pricing with the manufacturer from there, and that will then influence the final pricing of the board. So I'm just going to solder a couple of switches around the board now, one in each corner and one in the center. Just hold everything together just in case I knock it or move it or anything else. And whilst I'm doing that, guys, you can start asking those questions in chat. Just tag me with @TopClack and you can ask me any question you'd like. If you've got a burning topic on mind that you'd like me to answer, then feel free to ask away. I will answer anything as long as it's Twitch safe and as long as it doesn't, detract from anything with me personally, like give you access to my bank accounts or anything like that. As long as it's stream safe and as long as it's legal, I will answer any question. What solder do you use? I guess it's lead-free, right? This is actually leaded solder. This is Kester leaded solder. This is 6040 Kester leaded solder. Or it might be 6337 actually. I think it's 6337. Let's have a look. 6040. This is 6040 is this particular one, but it is Kester branded. There you go, Kester, and it's 6040. You can see here it just says 6040 just there. 6040. Okay, let's start to go through these questions then. Wilson 1155 says, Luned Alps per not lubed. I think he means lubed Alps or not lubed. I prefer my Alps to be lubed if I'm going to use them. Brown Alps by far my favourites, and I'll be using some brown Alps for the upcoming Heine TKL one, which I was lucky enough to win a slot on. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, that's going to be a good build, I think. What do you think about the Time 80 Reforge? I think it's a really interesting and unique board. I don't think it's for me. It seems weird to put all of that design into the base and then not have it visible. It just feels a little bit strange for me. But I do think it's kind of cool and kind of kitsch and a bit niche. And yeah, I'm kind of interested in it. I'd love to build one. I wouldn't want to own one though. But I'd definitely like to build one for someone and see how it was. What's your favorite underdog keycap set? Oh man, favorite underdog keycap set. Man, like underdog keycap set. I think everything's so hyped now. It's difficult to say. I'm going to say botanical because I see very few people talking about it, and I really like botanical. I'm also going to say. I don't know. Like, this is really difficult because like every key set sells well nowadays. Every key set sells well. And if I went back to something that didn't sell well a few years ago, then it probably would sell really well now anyway. But like my favorite set of all time, I think, has to be GMK Royal Alpha. And I don't always answer that when people ask me, but I think realistically it is. Now, I might change my answer slightly depending on what day of the week it is or what particular board I'm feeling at that particular time. But realistically, I nearly always come back to Royal Alpha as being my favorite key set. So I would probably go for that, and something like botanical. Anything good that's green. Okay, I'm losing control of chat now. It's scrolling too fast. Smudge says, I'm going to uni in September 2021. Should I take gap year or not? I haven't really decided or not. I didn't do uni in the traditional sense, so I'm probably not the best person to ask on this, but I think you should do whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you feel ready to go to university, then absolutely go for it. If you feel like you need a gap year and you want to chill out and relax, or you want to do something with your life and experience something new and you've got the opportunity to do that, absolutely go and experience that, because the experiences of lives change who we are and make us who we are going to become. And these are the formative years of your life, Smudge, if you're just about to go to university. So take every opportunity you can to learn about yourself and make yourself the person that you're going to become, because these are your formative years, dude, and you really need to take charge of that, and be aware that you are in the process of becoming the person that you're going to be for the rest of your life. It's a damn fine looking PCB. Thanks. Yeah, I think so too. I think Flex did a good job. What solder do I use? So this is Kester solder. I think we've covered that already. Blood particle. Have you got an MX Master 2 or 3? At home I use an MX Master 2. Here I use an MX Master 3. I think I prefer the 3. Why the animosity against F11 and F12? No animosity, man. None at all. I think I missed a question as well. How excited are you for your partner's upcoming Southpaw, the Apogee? So Flex and I aren't partners. We just work together on the Lodestone, and he just does PCB design for me and whatever else I need him to do. Renders usually. Okay, maybe we are partners actually. Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't want to put a badge on it that he's not comfortable with. But yeah, I'm really excited for the Apogee. I would absolutely love to build one. So if the opportunity arises, I'm going to take it with both hands, because I'm going to buy one of those boards when he sells them. Same as I'm waiting for my Flex Virgo right now. I like everything the guy does, so I'm going to support him by buying whatever I can that he sells. And if I get a chance to build something along the way, the more the merrier. Okay. Top upcoming keycap group buy. Top upcoming keyboard group buy. Upcoming keycap sets. I really like Sour's next set, Dandy, that's coming along. I'm like a big fan of that, mainly because I'm a big fan of green colorways. So I'm looking forward to that. Keyboards. So many. There's a couple that I can't talk about. Go check out James AKB's Instagram. That's all I'll say. Okay. Where am I in the UK? So I'm based in West Yorkshire. My warehouse that I'm currently at, the workshop, the lockup, whatever you want to call it, this is actually based in Bradford. If anyone ever wants to pop along and say hi, you are more than welcome to. We can provide masks and we can keep social distancing, but I will absolutely make you a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and we can have a chat about keyboards. That is never a problem. Okay, this solder's been really splashy today, like it keeps stinging my fingers, like don't know what's up with What is the official color of the J-01 rev1 bottom? Is it anodized? It is anodized, yes, and it's the same color as the J-02 case option, and it's also the same color as the lodestone base. I can't remember the exact Pantone off my head, but it's a nice color. It's a nice color, and it's one of those colors that just changes with the light as well. Like, depending on how the light hits it, can really determine whether it's seen as a silver, a grey, or almost a black. Like if I show you guys here, like look how dark that is in the shadow, and look how light it is here, and then look how much it changes just as the light hits it at different angles. Like, it can really change. So there you go. Please vote Classic Retro. It looks like Honeywell won. 63% of the votes went to Honeywell, so there you go. And I Am Me UIU contributed 100 bits. Thank you, man. He was up there. He was storming it through, but there we go. That's awesome. Yeah, so Honeywell wins. Honeywell wins. Bob Villa's Beard says, I'm later in life than most in the hobby, I think, and I have financial security to likely bankroll a group buy. How did you begin sourcing high quality manufacturers for your group buys? Honestly, some were word of mouth originally when I first started out, and those worked fine for a little bit, but then it was a case of I needed to find my own, because they were either too heavily used, or the quality wasn't quite what I was looking for, or anything else. And then it was just a case of approaching manufacturers, seeing what they could do, paying for prototypes, getting production samples. Some manufacturers quite often send you little sample parts of the product that they do. I think the biggest challenge isn't necessarily just machining, it's anodizing quality as well if you're going with anodized finishes. It's just a case of trial and error, to be honest. But there are so many manufacturers out there. There are so many job shops in the world that you can reach out to. They're all over the place. I think the more important thing than finding a good job shop, though, is making sure you've got a great design that's actually ready to take to group buy, and that's actually ready to produce as well. That's the key step for me, I think. Like, when I was first starting out, Max from Max, also called West Foxtrot from Cable Car Designs, like, he was so good. He helped me find the original manufacturer for the J-01. He'd used it for the ANSI and a few other things, and he was just genuinely really nice and lovely about it, and he really helped me. And then when it started to come and see some of the other boards, the J-02 and some of the other boards we've produced over the last couple of years, I kind of reached out to manufacturers on my own, tried to find some new places. Turns out that some people had already approached them for their own projects for keyboards, and other people already use those factories. But yeah, it's just a bit of trial and error more than anything. KVS is here. He says, "Hey, how's it going?" Hey man, I'm good. 100 bits. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, dude. Thanks. I appreciate the thoughtful answer on group buys manufacturing. No worries, man. No worries. Did I see the Henry Cavill PC build? Right, okay, so I've seen, I haven't watched the video, but it's in my to playlist. I have seen it on Reddit and other places, but I haven't watched the video yet. I feel like like he did it in a vest, right? And he had his arms out and stuff. Whew, maybe I get a bit hot under the collar watching that. I don't know. Like, he's a good guy. Yeah, I need to go watch it. I need to go watch it. Like, if that doesn't become one of the most watched videos on YouTube of all time, I don't know what will. Okay. Coniferous also. Yeah, Coniferous is a good set. Yeah, I gave it away, I think. Oh, I don't have it. Maybe I stole it. I don't know. How do you feel about Royal Alpha on the J-02 Silver? It looks good, actually. James can probably show you what that looks like, because it looks great, in my opinion. Nebulan, really good point to Bob Villa's Beard. I would suggest not jumping right in with running a group buy unless you are sure about how they operate, even with money behind you. Yeah, I mean, there's 101 different things that you need to consider for stuff like that. But yes, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of nuance to how things work in the hobby, and you need to understand. And even, you know, the best group buy runners are still learning that. Jane Flex sitting in a tree. APOGEE. There you go. But Jay here does have a service that helps with group posts. Yeah, I'm not going to shill myself on stream, man. But yeah, you can reach out if you want to talk about it. Say soldering. No, the apogee was the better word. APOGEE. There we go. Pono. Well, that's not upcoming, but still. Yeah, I didn't mean Pono from Sour. I meant the Dandy set because I love green. Green just. There's a dearth of good green sets in the hobby, I think, right now, and there is quite a few bad green sets, I'll be honest, or green sets that I'm not particularly fond of, but I do love a good green set. I do love a good green set. Okay. Next question comes from Zapri. Says, which green keycap set did you mention? Didn't quite hear it. Botanical we were talking about. Tiny Shiny Crumb says, if ever I get the chance to get back to the UK, I will totally come and say hi. My job has sites in Kelso and Livingston in Scotland, which I don't think are terribly far from me. It's about 5 hours in the car, I think, to Scotland, something like that. It's not hugely distant, but yeah. More of a weekend trip than you'd say. Yeah, it is drivable. You could do it in a day. Used partner in Puerto Rico, we call socio anyone who works with closely for some things. More of a friend colloquial status rather than an official label. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, like I don't like the term partner. It just feels a bit weird. But Flex and I work really closely together. James and I work really closely together. And ironically, Flex and James work really closely together as well. So, you know, partnership may be a good way of describing it. I just don't like the word traditionally. But yeah, we work together and we enjoy doing it. And that's just all good fun. And that's what this is all about, having fun. If you stop having fun, then you stop enjoying it, and if you stop enjoying it, what's the point, right? Okay, on to the last row now here, guys. So I'm going to try and catch up and do a speed run of whatever questions are outstanding. Tiny Shiny Crumb says, Jay, you need to build Henry a key. But hey man, if he asked me to build him a key, I would 100% say yes. I would absolutely build Henry Cavill a keyboard. Can you imagine? That'd be awesome. Where's the ooh tasty soundbite when we need it? Yeah, the soundbites are really quiet at the minute. I think it's because I'm on the new setup and I haven't sorted them out yet, but I'll get them ready for next week. Is there an ETA when Jerk Stubs will be restocked on Prototypist? They're in transit, that's all I know. Hopefully they won't be massively too long. But they're in transit on the way at the minute, and I bought twice as the amount I bought last time, so maybe even more actually. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I bought a lot more than I bought the previous time. So hopefully they'll last more than 35 minutes on the store, but we shall see. Okay, almost there now, guys. Last switch here. Okay, there we go. I appreciate group buys that don't apply to satisfy everyone. Yeah, I mean, not every group buy has to. Like, I know that not everyone's going to be satisfied by the J-01. It's not going to be a board for everyone. So, no. Great, and I'm really excited to get in. I can't wait to get that key set in and start shipping it out. Apparently, it's on a train to me right now. Yeah, I'm waiting on tracking, but apparently it's on a train. The accepted term is love triangle. Nice. GMK White Wolf is going to run soon. When that comes out, it'll be perfect for Henry Cavill. Absolutely, yeah. Tiny Shiny Crumb says, gotta go. Good luck on the stream. Much love, many hearts. Thank you very much. I really genuinely appreciate that. So thank you. I hope you have a good evening, day, or afternoon, wherever you are. Okay, now we're quite a way into the stream. Can I ask, guys, how's the quality been? Has the sound been okay? Has everything been alright? Oh, wrong way. There we go. So now we've soldered it. Sound is okay, good. I know it's not as good as it is in my old setup, but it will get better over time. It's just something that's going to take a little bit of time to get right. Apart from cars and keys, are there any other hobbies you're into? I used to play a lot of golf. I haven't done for a while, but I used to play a lot of golf. other than that, not really. Not anymore. Like, I've had hobbies all throughout my life for different things, but probably taking it steady for the past few years. Okay, next job now is to test that everything works. So I'm going to plug this into here. If I can do it upside down, which it doesn't look like I can. There we go. And I'm going to grab a USB cable. And I'm going to plug that into there. And then we're going to bring up switch hitter and we're going to test this PCB out and make sure everything is working. So let's see what we get, guys. So the macro column is working. Okay, everything's working there. Everything's working there. Caps lock's working. Oh, that just needs coding, so that works, but it's just the wrong code on the key. That's a 2-minute fix once we've got the board set up and running. There we go, and you can see that's, there you go. So we do have the additional F keys. So depleted VESP, and you can see there that on the layer we can get the additional F keys that we need. So there you go. So there you go, the whole PCB is working. So the only issue that we've noticed with it is the stabs on the backspace key, and we can fix that. It's already been fixed, and we've got replacements on the way. So there we go. Okay, next job is to actually put this together, and then we can put some keycaps on it. So I don't know why I just unplugged this cable, because it needs to be plugged in. It's so fiddly and small. Come on. Okay, and then we can just tuck the cable underneath, and then all we need to do here, guys, is push plate and PCB past the gasket so that the gasket sits there, and then what you can see is that the plate and PCB are now, well, the plate itself is now flush with this gasket here, which means that all of this edge is actually flush. I'll show you guys that up nice and close. Can you see how this is flush along here? So the plate sits right in line with the top of this case, in line with the top of the gaskets, and that's all the way around. It's looking pretty tasty. It's looking really rather nice. Then we can take the top case and we can apply that over the top, and then we can flip it over, and then it's time to put some screws in. So the first screw, we're just going to go finger tight, so as soon as it starts to feel a bit of tension, and then we're going to go diametrically opposed, and again we're just going to screw this one until it's finger tight, just until we feel a little bit of tension. Just there. Then we're going to come back over into this corner, and remember we're compressing the gaskets here as well. Now the gasket's going under compression, so we're going to feel a little bit more tension the more screws we put in, and then we're going to go back around once all the screws are in and up to a reasonable tension. We're going to go back through and we're going to tighten all the screws down fully. This is part of the reason why we use torque screws. Okay, so now we're going to go back through and we're just going to give them a good twist, make sure they're fully tight, make sure it's getting that nice compression on the gaskets. Okay, there we go. That's all nicely put together. Get rid of switches now as well, we don't need that. Okay, so there we go, guys. That's all now nice and flush. You can see there that on the sides the two edges are now flush, the gaskets are under the full compression, and that's ready for some keycaps. Where's the next question? I think I've seen a couple of questions. Jay, apart from, oh no, we talked about that one. I know Matt swears by PEX and cables. Are you the same? Yeah, I do use a lot of PEX and cables. These ones are actually from Vatten, but I do have a lot of PEX and cables lying around. Why haven't you made a UK keyboard layout file for the switch hitter? So I just use whatever it's got. Like it does have. Let me bring that back up. So this is, as far as I can tell, UK layout. Oh no, so it doesn't have the 2 and 3 key. I didn't know I could make my own layout for it. Can I? Can I? Is that something I can do? I think it just reads there. Apparently I can. Okay, I'll have a look at it. Please invest me. But I didn't realise I could do that. It's not quite the same. It is slightly different. He's right. Maybe you should make me one then, depleted Vespine. If you've made them before, you should make me one. Okay. Are they torque screws? Yes, torque screws. Absolutely. I'd love to use torque screws. So I've heard that anyone that uses your bespoke commission service gets to reserve a spot in one of your future group buys. Cough. Can you confirm or deny? Cough. Cough. No, cough. Why do you look so different to your YouTube profile pic? Do I? Do I? Hold on. Hold on. Are you sure I look different? Because it's me. I mean, that picture was taken like 4 years ago when I first started streaming. Maybe 3 years ago, actually. But it's me. Like, the beard was probably shorter. The hair was probably not quite as long because my hair is really long at the minute. Perhaps I wasn't wearing earphones and you could see the side of my head. Perhaps the camera was different. I don't know. I don't weigh as much as I used to weigh. That's absolutely true, Blooding. You are absolutely right. I weigh significantly left. The one of the side profile. Are you sure you're looking... I think he means another J in YouTube. Yeah, okay, so I'm under Top Clack or under J Keebs. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so this is my personal YouTube channel. So there you go. Oh, this account is just called J, sorry. Yeah, it probably is someone else then. There is more than one J in the world. But yeah, that's the other one's me. Different glasses. Like, I don't even know how I can view that picture. In fact, actually, I know where that picture is, where you can see it a little bit better. Hold on. So this is my YouTube profile picture. There you go. What a horrible link, but that will take you there. That will take you there. Raging Agent is here as well. He says, "Hello, friend. New background, new office, new streaming place." Yeah. So there we go. Just the beard is more small. Yeah. So the other picture is me, but it's taken with an old phone, and I think it's stretched that way a little bit as the picture. So yeah, it's probably not as accurate. My beard is a lot fuller now as well, so my beard probably makes my face feel a bit rounder. But hey, there we go. It's still me. I'm me. I haven't changed. Right, okay guys, so the next thing to do is put some keycaps on this board and then give you guys a sound test, right? Let's flick back over to the build stream cam. There we go. Should hit up mech boards for a banner for the background. Yeah, absolutely, I should do, yeah. Well, there's actually going to be a prototypist sign going on this wall for the actual shop on this wall here, because the door is entries over there, and then you come in and there's going to be a sign on this wall. I'm just going to laser cut it out, so it's going to be a little while, but that'll go there. And then on the rear, those two cupboards, those two chests of drawers are going to go, and there's going to be another couple of shelves with some keyboards on. Now, sadly, the shelves can't extend further that way, because when the door opens, it actually is about a foot away from those, so yeah. Which headphones are they? Are they grey? They look awesome. They're actually a sand colour, and these headphones are the Sony WHM1003 or whatever, WHM3 from a couple of years ago. They're extremely good noise cancellation. I thoroughly recommend them for anyone. Stab holders. Stem holders, you mean the stem holders? Yes, I don't have any to hand, I don't think. Do I happen to have some to hand? No, I don't happen to have any of the stem holders to hand, but I have been printing some for their outgoing packages, yeah, and switch openers as well. Although Daniel's switch opener broke in transit. Some others might have done as well, but hey, they're freebies, so yeah. Yeah, there's just an issue with the PCB that Flex has already fixed, Geo, where the stab doesn't work for the backspace. There's no stab cutout on the PCB. But other than that, we are good to go. And everyone picked Honeywell to go on this. Now, this set of Honeywell has never been opened. It's brand new. So this is the first time it's going to get opened right now. They're just stem holders. If you really, really want me to get one, Zapri, I will do right at the end of the stream, but I'll have to run through out to the warehouse to grab one. Missing mounting for backspace, yeah. Just prove that split backspace is the only thing you need. It will support split backspace. What Flex did was he accidentally put the pos cap, the two switches option for backspace in there instead of putting the stab cutout in there. Will mini 3D printed J-02 be available in the J-02 purchase? So in the J-01, maybe. Like there might go in random ones. There is going to be a limited edition one, which we'll get them, of course. But yes, I might do some mini 3D printed J-01s as well. Do you guys want to see one of the J-02s? This is one of the 3D printed mini J-02s. I could absolutely do a mini J-01 and shove that in everyone's packages as well. We could absolutely do that. Yeah, why not? Why not? If you buy a J-01, you get a mini 3D printed one as well. Why not? We'll do that. Okay, now you guys need to see and tell me, should we use any of these red accents? Do you want to see any red accents on this board, or do you just want to see the grey and cream layout? Grey and cream or accents? Put accents if you want to see accents. No if you don't want to see accents. Yes, no accents, no accents, no accents. Just grey, yes accents, no, 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 yes, no. Right, the no's are winning. Okay, so no accents it is. You've already decided. Even if you all spam yes now, too many people have said no to accents for us to not use them. Yeah, everyone's saying no, so we're not going to use any accents whatsoever here. And bear in mind that backspace doesn't have a stabilizer on it, so it might be slightly twisted. Nothing I can do about that for now. We'll fix that when we do the rebuild. Of course, we're using step caps. Maybe red arrows. Whoa. Looking tasty already. Yeah, man, it does look good. Even if I do say so myself. Oh, I forgot this has got UK ISO as well, so I can actually change some of these. I forgot completely this has UK ISO. Why am I doing this? Look, look. There we go, look guys, you see, we can do UK ISO. We can do this as well. Okay, we just need the short shift now. Where's the short shift? There it is. Step caps is great. I just like step caps. It's like my favourite caps lock key. I always have liked it, and I can't see me ever not wanting to use it. Do you guys want to see red arrows? Should we do red arrows? If it looks crap, we can take it off, I guess. Let's do red arrows. We can always take these off if they look terrible. Let me know what you guys think in chat. Yay or nay to the red arrows, guys? Yay or nay? We can test this out. I don't like them. I'm going to take them off in a minute. That looks horrible. It doesn't suit it. Let's take them off. Let's take them off. We tried. Whoever suggested it, we tried. But it didn't work. Like, I do like the Honeywell red accents, but they don't work well with a blackboard, I don't think. Okay. Is that 6.25? Yeah. And then I think the next two are 1.5U. I have a 1.5U FN. Does this case have that 1.5U FN? No, we can just go with control, that's fine. Breaks the set. The base kit is a really good match. Yeah, man, the base kit looks great on this board. Like, the grey just works with the grey pen rail. Okay. I'm just going to go with the keys that I usually put in these slots. So, you know, obviously this is completely configurable. So you guys could put anything up here. Move the keys from here now. And then I'm pretty sure there's an FN key for there. Cool. Okay, let's move that to one side. Move that to one side as well. Space for 12 artisans. Sure, man. That does look pretty shite. Sorry, Jay. What, the whole board looks crap? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you don't appreciate it. I think it looks great. But the red looked terrible. So, yeah. I would put F9 to F12 on the right cluster. That's fine, man. That's fine. But here we go, guys. The J-01 rev1 with GMK Honeywell. That grey base. Looking pretty good. Pretty sharp. F keys here. Fully high profile. Excuse all of the fingerprints. But I think now it's time to do a bit of a sound test. So again, I apologise if this sound test doesn't sound great. Let's pause the music and let me take off my headphones. And let's see what this sounds like. A little bit of rattle on the spacebar, but yeah, a little bit of rattle on the spacebar. It's actually just binding slightly. I think what's actually happening is it's actually gripping on just part of the gasket that where I've trimmed it just on the inside of the case. What do you guys think? I think this sounds great. You want a close-up shot? There you go. Inks on a carbon fiber plate is an absolute winner. Yeah, it sounds really clean. Like, I'm genuinely really happy with this. I don't have an old built revision here, I'm afraid, so I can't compare it with the old revision today, but I can make sure we do that for next week's stream. I can have both next to each other next week. But sound-wise, it's so good. Just need to fix the spacebar. Let's see if we can fix that now. Again, stab rattle is just one of those things that you sometimes get. Let's see what we can do to fix this. Okay, let's see if this helps a little. It's just binding on the slight upstroke a little bit. Okay, that's something I need to fix off stream. But yeah, the board itself, I'm really happy with the sound. I hope you guys enjoy the sound too. But I just need to fix the spacebar. Like, it's just slightly binding. Okay, maybe that's better. Yeah, it's just rattling this side. In fact, actually, it feels like it's not sat in the stab properly. It feels like it's just slightly loose. But the rest of the board... Oh, camera's frozen again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I wonder if it's just too hot in this room today. Because it is really warm, guys. Let's see if that fixes it. But yeah, I think I'm really happy with the sound. Like, generally the sound of the board, it sounds so creamy, even through the headphones, man. Yeah, I fixed it. There's no signals upside down because of the way the camera is mounted, that's all. Check plate orientation versus PCB. Yeah, we might just need to look at that. We'll look at that off stream because it is just binding slightly on the upstroke. I think that's why it's rattling. It's binding slightly on the upstroke. But like, pressing it here. Like this side, there's just rattle at this side. I think it's just like there. It sounds great. But this side, just a little bit of rattle. This side, not too bad. Center presses sound great, so I think it's just a stabilizer. I can fix that off stream, and we'll have to rebuild it anyway because we need a stabilizer for the backspace, which won't sound like that once it's fixed. But there we go, guys. This is the J-01 rev1. I think you'll agree it looks pretty tasty. It looks pretty nice. I'm going to send, once I fix this, I'm going to send this over to one of the other streamers who can do proper sound tests. Maybe Mintily or Gasp or someone who really fancies having a go. I don't know. We'll see. And see if we can get them to record a sound test of it. But yeah, Intercheck's going to launch either later on today or tomorrow, depending on how much time I've got. So it'll be in the next, well, it'll be in the next 24 hours from now, guys. Is when that goes up. Yeah, Penguin Drop-ins. See if either of them is interested in doing a sound test video for me for the group buy. If either of them are, then thank you very much. As I say, we're going to have a red option, a blue option, and then of course they all come with the grey pen rail and grey base, or alternatively you can have the brass pen rail as well as an additional extra. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Fingerprints everywhere now on the board, but yeah, I'm really happy with that. Like really happy with it. Happier than I can tell you. And of course, I'll fix the sound and the audio for next stream. Thank you very much, Penguin Droppings, for the subscription. Really appreciate that. As I say, I will fix the audio quality issues and the lighting for next week, because I know it's slightly off here. Like the board looks slightly yellow. It's not quite the clearest. I will fix that for next week. Love the board. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope you guys are really excited about it. If you are excited about it, you can come and join the Top Clack Discord or the Prototypist Discord as well. If you go to prototypist.net, there's the Discord link at the top right. Thank you very much, Bledin, for the 200 tasty bits. If you want to join the Top Clack Discord, it is down below. You can hit it down below. Dead easy to get down below. So yeah, let me know how you get on. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you do like. I will drop an announcement out when the intercheck goes up. Yes, Smudge. I will do it on my Discord, but not on the Top Clack Discord. I'll only do it on my Discord. But yeah, glad to be showing you guys the new warehouse. Next week we will do a full warehouse tour as well. I'll set up my phone so I can do like a virtual tour away from here with the headphones and the microphone, and I will show you around the whole unit, the whole 2,200 square feet of floor space we've got. A couple of people have already seen it, but yeah, now we've moved from the old lockup to this one. Much better, much more comfortable. So I can't wait to show you guys around. It's a big old cavernous space out there. It's pretty huge. So yeah, excited to show you guys that next week. We'll probably have a rebuild of this at some point before the group buy goes live. Some point in Tech where we'll have the correct PCB and plate, because of course we've got to fix those, and maybe even the production version of the PCB as well, which will be in black and gold traces, I think. And of course I will print off a little mini J-01 as well, and people who buy the board, you will get a little mini 3D printed J-01 as well. I'll chuck one of those, and this is a J-02, but I'll chuck one of those in for anyone who buys the production version of this board. Camera focus, please. There we go. No, maybe not. But yeah, there we go, guys. J-01, rev1. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys can appreciate that. Roughly when do I think the group buy will be? Let's put some music back on, actually. The group buy is going to be some point in the next 6 to 8 weeks. That's all I can say right now. I don't think it'll be within the next 3 or 4 weeks. I do have another few bits and pieces I need to do it. So there we go. Yeah. April says yes, ping her. Yeah, cool. Okay, I don't want to build stream, just the sound test, because she can type better than me. I'll release the weight once I've weighed it. I don't have any scales here. I'll have to take it home and weigh it at home. But I'll release the final weight bill and everything else as part of the intercheck. So when the intercheck goes live, you'll see it in there. It's not as heavy as the original one, though, but I think it's over 2 kilograms. Any indication when the J-02 extras might be? The J-02 extras will be after the J-01 ships. So there we go. Cool, guys. Right then, I'm going to head off for the night now. If anyone's got any questions, reach out to me on Discord, either Top Clack or my personal one. And thank you very much for being here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I genuinely appreciate all of you being here. I genuinely appreciate all of you talking keyboards and everything else, the bits, the donations and everything else. The next question I do have, though, is who should we go raid? Is anyone live that we can go raid? Who's live right now that we can go raid? Any keyboard streamers live? Who's live? DD Decline, Existentially Yours, Stash. Let's do DD Decline. Let's let me work out how to do this. Let's do DD Decline. Oh, I can't use that one. Come on, I'm so terrible at this, guys. I need to work out how to do all of this better. Raid channel. There we go. Okay, guys. We are going to go and raid him in about 7 seconds. So tell him that Top Clack has sent you, and tell him we hope we enjoy his build, because he's a good guy and I like to see him do well. So let's go raid DD Decline, and I'll see you again sometime soon, guys. Thank you very much for watching.
For coming in. We are building the new revision of the Nibble Key For those of y'all in Europe, get hype. This will be on the market soon.